The smell of smoke wafting in the distance. A haunting reminder of everything the Rohingya people have left behind.
When I think these things, I feel like crying because I have no one in the world and I just pray to my God to help me.
Those prayers now in a small bamboo hut. Hamida's husband was killed in the violence. Her makeshift house in Bangladesh, no longer a home.
And this is too much weak.
Like the structures are weak?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's not clear if her two young sons grasped the enormity of their loss or even their expulsion from Myanmar. The UN calls it a textbook example of ethnic cleansing. The plight of the Rohingya caught the world's attention just over a year ago when Rohingya extremists instigated the Myanmar military. The crackdown in the Rakhine state was bloody and brutal. Gang rape, torture, burning children alive in their own homes. At least 10,000 killed, 800,000 on the move.
You can see that really the camp has different levels to it. There's lots of hilly areas and mountains. This actually used to be a full forest.
Most came here, to the Cox's Bazar region of Bangladesh, a country already bursting at its seams. 25% of Bangladeshis already live in poverty. Amin and his two young daughters made it across into Cox's Bazar, but the tales of their treacherous journey hold many scars.
With us, there was many older people, but we couldn't take them with us because we were trying to save ourselves.
It's an unfair shame many carry in this camp.
Tell me what happened to your sister.
His 17-year-old sister taken by armed groups. The battle now raging in his mind. Is she alive or not?
When I see the lady like my sister here working and running, I feel like my sister will come back again.
Hopelessness sets in as time passes on. There's almost 1 million people here, but they're unlike other displaced populations. Bangladesh never signed the 1951 Refugee Convention, so the Rohingya technically have no refugee rights. They are essentially stateless.
Considering the sheer density of this camp, it's quite impressive what the Rohingya people and the humanitarian partners have put together in just over a year. Of course, more people, though, means less space. The international standard for shelter is 3.5
square meters. Right now, the Rohingya are living in 2.5 square meters.
That is barely bigger than me.
So this area is like any other big city with big problems. It's survival of the fittest, making the smallest and youngest the most vulnerable.
Over 50% of the total refugee population are children who have witnessed horrible things that happen to them and their families. They are children who are facing risks of child marriage, children who are facing risks of neglect.
What makes it worse, children are not allowed to go to school in the camp, so informal, child-friendly spaces are the next best thing. Canada's humanitarian reach, right on the walls.
What do you want to be when you grow up? Doctor!
I want to be a doctor.
That's awesome.
Each of these 12 World Vision Learning Centers serves about 1,800 kids a week, but it's never enough when there's more than 500,000 children in the camp. Every face here is a symbol of resilience and hope, but will they overcome the trauma they face every day?
Last generation is that, you might have 500,000 children by that time where with no hope, with not any solutions for them apart from a solution in a camp where they cannot work, they're limited, they cannot go outside the camp. So it's living, as they say, in a box. And that's no future for kids.
Canadian funds are being leveraged here. The $300 million your tax dollars give in foreign aid over the next 4 years gives Canada a large humanitarian arm, but also a peacemaking voice with the Myanmar government. It becomes humanitarian aid in exchange for humanitarian influence.
What does that mean to people in this camp, to have Canada step up and say, we stand with the Rohingya, there was a genocide here?
Yes. Every Rohingya is praying for the Canadian and praying for the Canada government.